moment to locate the exit nearest you. As a courtesy to performers and audience, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Good evening, and welcome to our final concert of the year. I'm Susan Cook, Dean of the Community School of Performing Arts, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here in Zipper Hall for this evening's concert. Thank you for joining us tonight and for the incredible support you've shown your students throughout the year. Your presence here tonight is a meaningful part of their journey and success. We have a very special announcement to share with you, one that marks an exciting milestone for our band program and the Community School of Music. It is with great pleasure that I announce a generous gift from the Rafael and Luisa de Marchena Week Foundation will name the Director of Bands position held by the incomparable Eleanor Núñez. This is a historic moment. It is the first time a faculty chair in the community school has been named through a philanthropic gift, It's a powerful affirmation of the value of music education and an impact our educators have on young musicians. Eleanor will now hold the title of Rafael and Luisa DMH Foundation Director of Bands, in addition to her roles as director of Colburn Youth Sinfonietta and the Colburn Youth Orchestra, and as a conducting instructor for the community school. We are deeply grateful to the Rafael and Luisa de Marchena Week Foundation, not only for their generosity, but for their shared belief that music should be accessible to all. Like Ms. Núñez, they recognize that music has the power to connect, inspire, and uplift, and they celebrate her commitment to thoughtful programming and a welcoming concert experience for all. Please join me in acknowledging and thanking the representatives of the Rafael and Luisa de Marchena Week Foundation who are with us tonight, and to its president, Juan Carlos Gonzalez, and his wife, Paula. We are so thankful to both the foundation and to Ms. Núñez for their vision, generosity, and shared dedication to expanding access to music and highlighting the essential role that large ensembles play in shaping young musicians. We hope this special announcement adds an extra layer of meaning and joy to tonight's performance. And I hope you enjoy the concert this evening, and we're so glad that you're here.
Buenas tardes a todos, mi nombre es Adolfo Reyes. Tenemos un anuncio muy especial para marcar un hito para nuestro programa de bandas en la comunidad escuela de Colburn. Con gran alegría anunciamos que la Fundación Rafael y Luisa de DMH ha realizado una generosa donación para nombrar la puesto de directora de bandas ocupando por la incumbente Eleanor Núñez. Es un momento histórico para primera vez una cartera docente es en la comunidad de escuela. Lleva un nombre gracias a una donación filantrópica. Es una afirmación de valor de la educación musical y del impuesto de nuestra docente en la jóvenes música. Eleanor lleva un título de directora de bandas Fundación Rafael y Luisa DMH, además de sus fundaciones como directora de Colburn Youth Symphony y Colburn Youth Orchestra y profesora de dirección. Agradecemos profundamente la La Fundación Rafael y Luisa por su generación y su convicción de que la música debe ser accesible para todos. Como la señora Núñez reconoce que la música conecta, inspira y eleva, celebra sus compromisos como una programación reflexiva y conscientes e inclusos. Muchas gracias.
Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a Zipper Concert Hall. Mi nombre es Eleanor Núñez y soy la directora de bandas, ahora con un título completamente nuevo, el puesto dotado de cátedra de la Fundación Rafael y Luisa de Marchesehuite, a quien estoy súper honrada de haber recibido este puesto y esta dotación. Esta primera pieza que han escuchado se llama Wild Blue y es una representación de haber ido en una nave espacial y haber visto el océano y nuestro planeta desde el espacio. Good evening, everybody. My name is Eleanor Núñez, and welcome to Zipper Concert Hall. I am so delighted and thankful to have been named this wonderful position by the lovely Rafael and Luisa de Marchesehuite Foundation, of which I'm so incredibly grateful and excited to now hold this position. And the first tune that you heard is called Wild Blue, and it represents going up into space and observing our ocean and our planet from outer space and looking at it from above. And so the next piece that you're going to be hearing is called La Noche de Los Alebrijes. And alebrijes are a little Mexican figure usually made out of cardboard or wood. And it is usually a mystical creature like a dragon that has wings of a butterfly, really colorful and representative of the Mexican culture. La próxima pieza que vamos a tocar se llama La Noche de los Alebrijes, y los alebrijes son una figura mexicana fantástica, como un dragón con alas de mariposa, y bueno, estamos tocando unos mundos así musicales que son muy creativos, muy expresivos y que también celebran la cultura mexicana. Thank you. In our program, you'll see that we have 4 tunes listed for concert band, but you're in for a treat because we actually have a 5th. So we are going to play Escape next, but at the very end, we are going to be adding one more piece called Skedaddle by Timothy Loest. And so I just wanted to let you know in case you're like, oh, Escape, it's the last one, and then we got intermission. No, we have one more after that. And it has been so much fun working with this ensemble. They have improved so much, especially from the beginning of the year to where they are now. I'm really proud of their growth. And a true testament of if they're ready for a concert is how many weeks in advance are they performance ready. And then that gives us more of a margin and of a buffer in order to achieve those higher levels of music making, like what you heard in the last piece. There's a lot of rubato, there's a lot of color, a lot of push and pull from the time and the instruments, and that can only be achieved when we have a really strong knowledge of our score and of our music. And so I'm really proud of them for getting to that level, because it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. So I just wanted to let you know that we do have one more tune after we get through Escape. Parece en el programa que solamente tenemos una pieza más, pero no es cierto, porque nos queda una quinta que se llama Skedaddle, y es que de verdad no hay una traducción. Entonces me hice unos apuntes que, como tengo que hablar mucho hoy, bueno, mira, no me lo apunté. Más o menos significa que vamos corriendo un poco, nos vamos de un lado a otro, y es una pieza muy rápida y divertida. Pero yo estoy súper orgullosa de los estudiantes y de los alumnos y lo mucho que han trabajado este año, porque realmente han mejorado muchísimo desde el primer concierto hasta este último, y realmente se ve la preparación individual cuando estamos ya en grupo o en equipo, cuando la preparación para el programa, para el concierto, se consigue básicamente un mes antes de la representación, y eso significa que luego podemos acceder a un nivel más alto musical, que podemos crear un momento musical más importante y más emocional, como han oído en la última pieza, que había mucho rubato, había mucho cambio de colores musicales, cambio de tempo, y eso solamente se puede conseguir cuando la preparación individual está muy fuerte. Y bueno, los estudiantes han trabajado muchísimo, realmente se han preparado, y yo estoy súper orgullosa del trabajo que han hecho. Entonces, tienen 2 piezas más, el escape, que es la siguiente, y no se pueden escapar aún, por favor, que nos queda una más después, Skedaddle. Muchas gracias. Este es nuestro Wind Ensemble, que es el grupo más avanzado que tenemos de las bandas. Y esta pieza se llama Los Recuerdos y tiene combinación de colores entre la percusión y también los instrumentos de viento. Suena un poco como si una pintura de acuarelas tuviera un sonido así musical, donde se oyen los colores. Y el solo en el saxofón alto fue tocado por Ismerae Calcaneo López, y vamos a darle otra vez la reverencia. This is our wind ensemble. It is our most advanced band here that we have at Colburn, and this last piece that we played was called Reminiscence, and we can really hear kind of the sparkle of a memory between the color of the percussion and the sounds that were coming out of the winds. It's almost as though we had a musical analogy for artwork made with watercolors, with different colors kind of bleeding in and sparkling with each other. And of course, our solo was played by Ismerae Calcaneo Lopez, who did a wonderful job on the alto saxophone. We are going to continue featuring more students from the ensemble. And up next, our next piece is called Concertino by Carl Maria von Weber, who is known for being an orchestral composer, but we have lots of really wonderful wind band transcriptions for orchestral works, and this is going to be our very first time ever playing an orchestral transcription for wind ensemble, and we are going to be featuring our principal clarinetist, Miss Charlotte Lee, on the solo. So let's go ahead and give her a round of applause. A concertino means a little concerto, and usually a concerto is written for soloist and orchestra, and it has between 3 and 4 movements. But a small concerto or a concertino is only 1 movement, and so you're going to hear lots of different colors, lots of different tempos, and it's going to feature the virtuosity of Charlotte on the clarinet. La próxima pieza que vamos a tocar se llama el Concertino de Carl Maria von Webern, que es un compositor de música de orquesta, y estamos tocando una transcripción de la pieza de orquesta para la banda esta sinfónica que tenemos. Y lo súper divertido de los conciertos es que siempre tienen un solista, y tenemos a nuestra clarinetista Charlotte, que va a estar tocando el solo virtuósico de la pieza. Y normalmente un concierto lleva 3 o 4 movimientos, pero este concertino, que es más pequeño, más chiquito, es solamente de un movimiento, y se van a oír como mini movimientos entre medias de diferentes personajes y de sonidos. Y es nuestra primera vez que estamos tocando este tipo y este estilo de música que se suele reservar solamente para la orquesta, pero han trabajado muchísimo para esta transcripción. Estoy muy orgullosa de ellos y esperemos que les guste el concertino de Webern. Gracias. Oh, that was so cool. Thank you for enjoying that with us. Our next piece is titled Kvetchers, and really it means little complaints. And it's a really short piece of music. It's really fast, and it's actually kind of funny. I really like exploring humor in music because people think that classical music is always so serious. And the reality is that it's not. Composers are normal people just like the rest of us, and they have senses of humor. And so I like finding music that represents that, and it's actually pretty fun to perform. La siguiente pieza que vamos a tocar se llama Kvetchers, que significa quejillas, y son molestias pequeñas que unos tenemos, y lo divertido es que esta pieza está llena de chistes musicales, y a mí me gusta mucho explorar el humor y los chistes en la música clásica, porque se suele pensar que en la música clásica todos somos muy serios, y la verdad es que no, somos personas normales que nos gusta reírnos, y esta música representa eso, y van a oír cositas y chistes dentro de la pieza. Entonces, si se quieren reír, se pueden reír, sería aceptable. Thank you. La siguiente pieza que vamos a tocar es Amazing Grace de un compositor, Frank Tichel, que era compositor de teoría en USC y se jubiló hace algunos años. Y es uno de los compositores más importantes que tenemos hoy día del repertorio de banda. Y esta pieza es un himno de parte de la cultura americana, es una preciosidad de pieza. Y parte de la educación musical que tenemos es que no solamente tocamos música rápida y divertida y fuerte, pero también tenemos que tocar y aprender a tocar las baladas musicales. Y esto es nuestra balada del repertorio para este semestre. The next piece that we're going to be performing is Amazing Grace by Frank Tichel. And of course, this is the standard hymn setting of the American hymn, Amazing Grace. And Frank Tichel is a wonderful American composer who was on composition faculty at USC, and he's had commissions with the Pacific Symphony and other major orchestras, but he's especially known for being one of the staples of the wind ensemble repertoire, especially for present day. And he has all sorts of music from all different levels, all the way from middle school to professional ensembles. And this piece represents the ballad or the slow tune that we're learning. It's really important within music education and in our large ensembles that we're not just playing the fast pieces, the fun pieces, the loud pieces, but that we're also learning how to blend and balance at a softer dynamic. And so this piece is going to represent the ballad that we are going to be playing for you today. And so it is going to feature Dare Orozco on the alto saxophone solo. Thank you. We hope you enjoy. Before we get to the final piece, I do have some thank yous, and they all speak English, so I will do them in English. The first is to the administration of the school, our provost, Nate Zeisler, and our dean of the community school, Miss Susan Cook. Without their support and their guidance, none of this would be possible. They are the ones who give us our direction, our support, and make sure that we have everything that we need. We also have a lot of support from the CSPA office. You get all of the emails from them. We have a wonderful librarian, Caitlin Chanot, who prepares all of the music, prepares all of my scores, makes all of the photocopies for the students. And again, we really couldn't do this project without them. I also want to give a really big thank you to our friends in AV, who are the ones who are live streaming this. If you are watching online, that is because of the folks at AV. And then, of course, our wonderful production team, who sets up all chairs and stands for every single ensemble at every single rehearsal, and managing everything that we have going on for the concert. Our stage manager tonight is Elmer, and we really couldn't do it without them. So could we please give them a wonderful round of applause? We also have some seniors who are graduating. I tried to convince them to fail senior year, be a super senior, and join 13th grade, but I don't think a single one did that, sadly. So if you were a senior, could you please stand up so that we may recognize you? It takes a lot of commitment and dedication to come spend your Saturday here at Colburn with me and the rest of us. And, you know, we only get our weekends, and so I'm really grateful that they have chosen to spend those weekends with me and with all of us, where we get together and make beautiful music. I'd also really like to send a thank you to Paula and Juan Carlos Gonzalez, who initiated and are the reason why we have this wonderful endowment that I'm so grateful for. They're just such wonderful people, and I'm really grateful to be able to call you my friends. So thank you so, so much. Can we please give them a round of applause? And my last thank you goes to the absolutely incredible Arnulfo Reyes, which without him, I could not do this job, okay? He is my right-hand man. He's the one that sends you all those emails. You get them in English and in Spanish because of him. I made him translate everything Miss Cook said, and he did it like a champ. And he is just making sure we have pizza, making sure we have extra parts copied, making sure everybody has their folders, and somehow he also keeps my brain sane and my life sane as well. And so I'm so, so, so grateful to have such a wonderful colleague as Arnulfo. And I'm just, he is like so more than just a colleague, a friend. I confide in him, and he's just like absolutely incredible. Really such a treat to be able to work here at Colburn, because the faculty and staff are truly 10 out of 10 and just fantastic. So I know these kids, they want to cheer for Mr. Reyes. Yes! I won't embarrass him and make him come out here, but I know he's behind these two doors, so I don't know, maybe I can see him through the window. All right, for our final tune today, we're going to be playing Skyward by Katahj Copley, and we feature a lot of American composers here in our wind ensemble concerts, because the wind ensemble is really the high art large ensemble of America. This is truly an American discipline, an American sound, and we are featuring some wonderful American composers, and so we hope that you enjoy Skyward. Again, thank you so much for coming to today's concert. My name is Eleanor Núñez, and on behalf of myself and the CSPA and everybody here at Colburn, thank you so much for being here tonight.